Hey, this is Alexander Vitkin. I have a new video for you today. A real-life example of a person who did a 4-hour work week and he succeeded. He's been to so many countries, done so many things. His business is almost completely in autopilot, and he's around my age, 28, 29. So he actually agreed to do a presentation last week after the one I did at university. The one titled Different Path to Success After University. You should watch it if you haven't seen it yet. So he did the presentation right after me as a real life example of someone who successfully applied all these things and became successful. So yeah, here's the video of his presentation, and I hope you learned a lot. Please leave a comment if you like it.
I am from Germany, even though I have the name of your gorgeous beer. So whom of you read this book before our walking? Who read it? Hands up. One guy? Okay. Who in this room reads books besides the syllabus of the university? Okay, not fiction books but business books. Keep hand up. How many people read books more than once a month? Okay. More than one a week or one or more a week? Okay, this guy is the guy that's going to be successful. Look at him. Okay? All the people I know, all the successful people I know, they read, and they read a lot. A lot of successful people read, especially success literature and biographies of a lot of successful people. So who am I? Let me see, I'm 29 years young. That's a spelling mistake there. I never really had a real job. I mean, I had student jobs during my university time, but it always felt just wrong. I mean, working for someone else is just, what are you doing? You know, you have one life. Why do you spend your energy giving like 80% of the value that you create to someone else? It makes zero sense to me. I don't know how you see it. I mean, having a job is fine, just for me it's completely the wrong thing. So I studied 6 different things, and 7 different things. I changed 6 times, and I quit, of course, all of them besides one. One actually I finished, and that's engineering degree. I have a bachelor in electrical engineering. And while I was studying, I started several businesses, and the first 4 of them all completely fucking failed. I was miserable. I can tell you 4 times in a span of like 3 years, complete failure, one after another. I was done. I was even to the point where I was kind of going into depression. But the 5th one, the one I'm going to talk about now, thanks God, worked in the end. And this is what Alex so well said: failure is your friend. You have to be, or get accustomed to failure. You have to frame failure as an opportunity to learn something, to make it better the next time. So failure is your friend. Actually, not only in business, but everywhere in life. If you want to find the right girl, if you want to find the right guy, you have to go through certain failures. If you don't get the right one or the right girl at the first time, find out what you like, what you're good at, and then go from there. So I will show you quickly some of my failures. This was the first one. I was buying used computers and installing an open source operating system on them, Linux. I know who of you knows Linux, but it's free to download and to install. So I would buy used computers on eBay, get them from the post office, drag them up to the 4th floor, put them there, install Linux, put them in a package again, put them down to the post office, like, I don't know, 1 kilometer, dragging around these heavy things and selling these things. And I bought them, I don't know, for like 50 euro, I sold them for 80 euro, so I made 30 euro in total for like dragging up and down and using like 4 hours on each machine to install.
And you gained muscle too.
Huh? I gained good muscle, yeah. That's why I'm so strong now. But I think I sold in total like 8 machines. I got 1 refund because the guy didn't know how the shit worked, and I was totally miserable. So that was my first failure, and I was saying to myself, never again would I sell something physical. Never again. I want to go to the post office, get the shit, install it, and go back to the post office and send it again. And then getting it again because the guy doesn't know how it works. Then I thought, okay, what do all the smart people do? They make startups, online startups. So, because remembering names and dates and birthdays, so I'm sometimes forgetting my mom's birthday. So I had this idea of programming this reminder service, where you put in the date and your email address, and then it reminded you at a certain date about Mama has birthday, send her a card, talk to her, whatever, make her feel good. So I made this, took half a year. I learned Ruby on Rails, which is a programming language. And after half a year, I had a total of like 25 visitors a day on the website, which is, if you don't know, nothing. It's like zero. And I didn't make money off of it. I didn't even know how to make money off of it. And I also lost interest in the whole thing, and the whole programming went to my nerves, and so next failure. And from this one I learned, very important thing, I learned the next thing I make has a big fat buy button on the page. So there comes a guy to my site, he clicks the buy button, I get money the instant he buys this thing, and he gets something. That was the next thing. So I looked at the American market and looked what was successful there. And there were a lot of online tutorials about how to optimize your website so it ranks very well in Google. And then I thought, oh man, that's a great idea. I would do the same, just in the German language. So I kind of copied the stuff they had over there and put up a video tutorial about search engine optimization. Took another half year. Again, I had like 25 to 50 people on my page, but no one bought. No, I think two people bought in total at the end. But I felt, just in my heart, that was not my thing. I felt that there were other guys out there that did the search engine optimizations like for 16 hours a day, while I was, after 2 hours, I just want to go out and play football. So I could see this, for the long term, I couldn't stick with it. And that's another lesson. Whatever you do, you have to freaking love it. You have to dream about it at night. You have to wake up in the morning, you have to think it's the greatest thing since sliced bread, and like, everyone should buy it. Okay? If you don't think like this, it's going to be hard in the long term to make your thing happen. And now we come to my current project that actually makes money, and it's a personal development website in the German language. So what I did after this previous failure, I was actually in Buenos Aires at the time. I was really not in a good shape. I was depressed. I didn't have money. My money was running out. Nothing worked. So many failures, and I was close to giving up. And then I sat down one afternoon and I asked myself, what would I do if I had 10 million euros in my bank account? What would I do? And this is a very important question. What would you do? Ask yourself the question. What would you do if you had 10 million euro in your bank account? And what would you then do? Because this is the thing you love, and this is the thing you can stick with for multiple years. And for me it was personal development, investing in myself, learning to be more happy, to be more productive, communicate more clearly. And this I wanted to learn for myself and to teach other people. And this is how this website got born. Okay, it's a personal development website, and what I sell actually on this website is digital products. So here on the right side you can see my ebook in this fancy color, and the lion is my symbol. And actually I have also video courses and audio material that you can buy on the website. So now I just want to give you some quick advantages of a business like I have it, which sells digital products. So first of all, you're completely location independent. Before I came here to Barcelona, I was in Singapore. Before that I was in Thailand for 3 months, and before that I was in Miami for a couple of weeks. Why? Because in Berlin it got cold where I usually live, so I just escaped and went there where it's warm. Why can I do it? Because I can work from everywhere, I can sell my product from everywhere, I'm location independent, I can be in Barcelona, I can check out Paris, I can go to China tomorrow, it doesn't matter. As long as I have internet, I just work there and run my business from there. Really big benefit. Especially if you're young, you want to travel, want to see the world, what better than this? I mean, I don't know how many holidays you have here, the usual job, maybe 30 days max. But you can't see nothing here. I mean, if you really want to travel 2 months somewhere, you have to work 2 years straight to make it, yeah. So, really big benefit. 2, the business is completely automatable. Like, while I'm speaking to you now, I actually make sales. So speaking to you now, but the whole thing is so much optimized that the user comes to the website, he buys the product, he gets automatically an email with his login data. He logs in, downloads the product, that's it. Sometimes I don't even know who bought. I just see it on my bank account, new money coming in, that's it. I mean, sometimes if they have problems, they can't log in, they write me, that's cool, I help them. But it's so much automated that I can take off, I don't have to work anymore. 3, you have very, very high margins. The only investment you have is your time and your knowledge, of course. I wrote this ebook, it took me a long time, it took me maybe a year or something. I was not very effective, I had other stuff to do as well, but your time is the only thing you put in, and of course you put up the website and the technical stuff behind it, but after that you don't have product cost. Yeah, if I sell 1 book or 1 million, it doesn't matter to me, it's 1 click on the computer and I generate millions of books, so there is no production cost in there. And my ebook goes for around 35 euro, and I earn 33 before taxes. Like, well, I don't know, a chair like this, you buy for 50 euro, production cost alone is 25. And then whatever the materials, manual labor that goes into it. 4, low time investment. Once you have it up and running, which takes some time, so now this might all sound very super cool and you all want to start right after the presentation, but it took me actually 2 years to figure stuff out, to understand how to sell to people, which is actually the most important thing. Actually, that you can remember now, to be able to sell is the best skill you can ever learn. Not only in business, but also in life. Like, you sell yourself all the time. You sell yourself to your spouse, to your children, when you want to convince them to not eat sweets. You sell your business plan, your ideas. You sell your friend that he should come and play tennis with you all the time. So learn to sell is very important. Yeah, like right now, I would say I could work completely not, like 0, and I would make money, but like my minimum time investment is half an hour a day to sell. That is my primary work that I do right now, I sell my stuff. And yeah, you earn money while you sleep. So yesterday night, I don't know, at 2 in the morning, someone bought, you know, I was sleeping there. I just see the money in the bank account coming in the next day. So how does it work exactly? Of course you need a web page, you need something where the user can come. So the user comes usually from a search engine or paid traffic. You pay for traffic that comes to your website. He sees your site and he hopefully likes your site. If he doesn't like your site, he goes away and won't buy anything. So user comes to site and usually he opts into your email list. And this is crucial, this is my whole business. People opt in for a free ebook or free tips or free video series about self-development on my site. Somewhere else, they opt in for 7 tips to become more healthy, 7 tips to become more strong, 7 tips to get the point or whatever. So they opt in to your newsletter, and then what you do is you send them emails regularly with tips, valuable tips, that include a link back to your product. So if they want to know more, if they want to get the complete package, they buy the complete package. This is called email marketing, and it's how all my money is made, and much of the money is made from friends that are very successful. So he buys product hopefully, and if your product is good, he becomes hopefully a raving fan and buys everything you have. Like, this is where the money is. In the customer, it comes back, buys your stuff, and buys repeatedly. So there's actually two names for that. First is called the front end. This is the first product the user buys, and all the other products that come after the first product is called the back end. And in the back end, the money is made. I don't know if you can remember that. You can ask me later, but this is something very important. The back end is where the money is made. Okay, that's how the day looks like. For example, that was yesterday, and I don't know if you can see the date, but this was before yesterday. So this guy, he bought 2 in the morning or something. I was sleeping. And the last guy, he bought like 11 in the night. I was also sleeping. Okay. So this, you can't see, but it's a refund. So I give always 30-day money back guarantee. If you don't like it, they just write me, they get their money back. No problem. It just feels better to me, and people can try out my stuff. If they don't like it, okay, you can move on, go somewhere else. But luckily, the thing is, it's only 2% of people or something that take advantage of the guarantee.
So that's like 35 euro sales in one day, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's how much money you made yesterday, basically.
This is the entry product. So the real money is made on a different account. So 3 things you need. First, you need a product. And again, like now this might seem, I mean, it is easy, but it requires a lot of effort. You know, you have to step up, you have to give it all the energy, you have to find what you like, and produce products, of course, in a website. So first, you need a product. If you don't have a product, you can't sell anything, you don't make any money. 2, you need traffic, you need people that come to your site. And then the most important thing is conversion. This is the people, the prospects that come to your site, you convince them to buy your product. Yeah, it's very important. Selling again. If you can't sell, man, you're done. Okay? You can go home. And also the thing is, if you don't want to sell, many people don't want to sell. They think it's not ethical, or I don't like it, or my mother or my grandmother think, you know, all this stuff. If you don't want to sell, get a job. Okay? If you want to be an entrepreneur, business owner, you have to learn to sell. And if you don't want to do it, then you have to get another guy that can do it. Selling is the most important thing in a business. If you don't sell anything, bankrupt tomorrow. So all these 3 things, I could spend like 2 days talking about them, but these are essential things you need. Product, traffic, and conversion. So now I just want to list some other digital products so you can see what other people out there are doing. There's the Flyer's Guide to Discount Airfare. This is a guy that travels the world basically, and he knows some tricks on how to get cheap airplane tickets. So what he does is he has a website where he says, hey man, really cool, I found out this super trick how to buy cheap air tickets. So if you want to fly to Mallorca tomorrow, you can save $50 on the ticket, and my ebook costs only $19, so you can buy it. 2 is how to end panic attacks. It's also an ebook. 3, that's a big one. Get your ex-boyfriend back. Like girls go fucking nuts about that, okay? They just want to know, how do I get this guy back? If they want to tell them, they go insane. So there's a lot of money to be made in that market. Also the other side is true, of course. Men, how to pick up women, how to get the right girlfriend. How to make money on Twitter is another example. Dog training secrets, you know. How to teach a dog how to go in a straight line and not bark and be polite and make that etc. Also makes a lot of money. The 6-pack program. I have a friend of mine who makes 6 figures a month with 1 ebook in that market. How to build a chicken coop. Do you know what a chicken coop is? It's like when a chicken, you know, a chicken house where a chicken can go in and have a nice time with all the chicken and stuff. You don't know? Yeah, anyway, so there's this guy, I don't know, he likes chicken coops or raised chicken, and he puts chicken coop, and now he wrote an ebook about how to essentially build his chicken coop. And this guy, he makes $100,000 each fucking month with that thing, how to build a chicken coop. I mean, isn't that cool? Okay, so just want to give you some quick advice from my perspective. If you want to become an entrepreneur. Actually, who in the room thinks or wants to become a business owner or plans to start something on his own? Cool. Nice. Okay, first of all, do what you love. No love, no power. It's the same everywhere, relationship, business. If you don't really love what you do, I mean, better stop today and really search for what fulfills you and makes your heart sing. I think the worst thing that can happen is that with 60 you wake up in the morning and you realize, man, what did I do in my life? I worked all the time for someone else, I didn't particularly like it. Like, what did I do? I didn't see the world, or maybe I saw a little bit, but I mean, you only have this one chance, right? So think about that. And you need this power to go through, to plow through all these failures that you will have. Like they say in the books that you need 9 failures for every success. So you need to fail 9 times in a business until it works the 10th time. And I think that's true, especially if you're at the beginning and you don't know exactly what you do. It will take persistence, as Alex said. It's very, very important to be persistent, to have a dream, a vision, and to do only what you really, really like to do. 2, this is equally important, check that there's a market for your product. I think this is the most common mistake I see people make. They have a hobby, they like something, and then they think, whoa, great, if I like it, all the other people will like it, and they will give you a lot of money for it. So they build a SEO video tutorial, then the end no one buys. They open bars in places because they think a bar is nice. They want to have a bar where no one goes to. Like, really check that there's a market for your product before you build it. So you go out there, you ask potential people, would you buy my product? Third, model first, innovate later. I always wanted to find my own way, to find out my own route, so to say, and figure out everything out on my own. This is a big mistake. I mean, it's not a big mistake, but it will cost you a lot of energy because you will make a lot of failures. So look at an example of other people, or someone who does that what you want to do, and model him. Do what he does or she does, and just improve upon it a little bit. Model first, innovate later. I can only tell you this, it's so important. 4, watch your balance and enjoy the journey. Especially we digital entrepreneurs, we tend to be at home all the day and work something. And if I don't, for example, I don't have to go out. I can be at home like 2 months in a row without talking to anyone. But that's of course very bad. So I have to proactively go out, socialize with people, talk to people, so that I get my balance and I don't get completely crazy. And the 5th point is, as Alex said, talk is cheap, ideas are cheap, make it happen. I mean, why do 95% of people never go anywhere? It's because they only talk, they never do. If you don't take massive action, nothing will change. Not in business, not nowhere else. So that's my last advice to you. Go out there, find your passion, make it happen. Model first, innovate later, very important, and make a lot of mistakes. It's good for you. Thanks.